The big news, of course, as you are now waking up, is Kevin Durant has been traded from the Brooklyn Nets to the Phoenix Suns, joining Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton, and a very good Suns team already. Chris Paul, of course, their owner was solidified as owner midday yesterday. By the end of the day into the early mornings today, he makes his first big splash as the owner of the Suns, and that is to sign one of the greatest players to ever play basketball, and when healthy, the best player in the NBA today, and not much debate on that. And it changes the entire landscape of the West, and it ends now what will go down in history as the biggest debacle in sports. And that is a team that had 3 of the 10 best players in the world playing for it, that won a single playoff series and has no rings to show for all that talent. The Brooklyn Nets are dead. Let's celebrate that.
This is awesome. If you're the Phoenix Suns, job well done. Period. Getting this done. Kudos to you. You have now emerged as, in my opinion, the team to beat. Mm-hmm. You acquire a guy and he's hurt.
He's going to be back soon.
He's going to be back soon. Yeah. But he's to do this. To acquire Kevin Durant, you have Aiden, you have Booker, you have CP3. You gave up some young pieces, but you get this guy that is a big ticket, and you know he's going to deliver. I love everything about this trade. It is definitely creating an earthquake in the West.
Yeah, as you guys just saw, you get a Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Jay Crowder, and 4 picks in return. Listen, you're never going to get the right value for a guy as good as Kevin Durant, but the Nets at least got guys who can play right away.
They did.
Jay Crowder's a question mark. He has not played all years, but sitting at home, actually. So no idea if and when he's going to be ready to play, or if it's a buyout. I don't know the answer to that. But I do know that the Phoenix Suns are now absolutely in the conversation as a team that's good enough to win an NBA championship, which they have not done. You know, the end of Chris Paul's career, he's had a couple shots, but this now becomes his last legitimate shot to win a title in Phoenix.
It really does. And I mean, for me, I'm excited for KD too, because KD has been chasing this, and obviously we all like to say, oh, he's always had to partner and always had to pair and big threes and whatever. But the point of the matter is he's always the guy that kind of tips the scale. He did that for Golden State. He was expected to do that for the Nets. It didn't happen because of injuries and whatever, but he definitely tips the scale when you look at the Phoenix Suns and that roster now. I don't care who they have on the floor. If you have those 4 guys, CP3, Aiden, Booker, and Durant,
tough team to beat.
Tough team to beat.
Yeah, now here's the reality. You've got Devin Booker and KD in Phoenix. You've got Luka and Kyrie in Dallas. You've got Joker and Murray in Denver. You've got, obviously, the Kings have De'Aaron Fox and, no one else at that level. Good assortment of guys, but no one has a legitimate number 2. Pelicans can't even count on their best player to stay on the court. Sure. And Golden State's over here in the corner going, I see what you guys are doing. Don't sleep on us, because we are still the champs. Don't sleep on us. So I'm going to keep Golden State over to the side for a second. And the reason I'm not mentioning Memphis and the great John Morant is when you consider the duos I just referenced in the West now, his second best player is Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks is a good player. He ain't KD and Devin Booker, Luka, Kyrie, Joker, Murray, which is why, although the Kings are having a great year, I would not put them in the upper echelon of the West, because now that Kevin Durant's there, it's another team that they're not as good as.
Yeah, and it's, for me, John Morant and that Memphis team, they are a really good team. That's the one thing I will say about the Phoenix Suns, and this is why I believe Chris Paul is such an integral part of them being successful immediately. Because when you have a guy who's unselfish, who doesn't care about scoring, and whose primary focus is to facilitate and get the ball to your playmakers in the positions that they want and they can be most effective, that allows you to develop that chemistry and roll right away. That's why CP3, when you look at the Memphis, when you look at Denver, these are teams that are rolling. Like, we don't look at Denver, the Nuggets, as a team that, oh, yeah, they're going to win a championship.
Right.
Because they always fall apart in the postseason. But when you have teams that are rolling, they pose a threat. especially when you are trying to build that nucleus like the Phoenix Suns will be trying.
Lakers made a trade also. It's a 3-team trade. We'll get into that a lot more in depth coming up in just a bit. But Russell Westbrook is no longer an LA Laker. The Lakers do get D'Angelo Russell, and they are now a much better team. I'll give you the details of that trade coming up.
Headline number 2, you just mentioned the Lakers did get better yesterday.
Did.
Three-way trade between the Lakers, Wolves, and the Jazz. And, of course, Russell Westbrook leaving on a high note by giving the best assist of his career.
That's right.
But now the Lakers, a team to beat in the West, maybe?
No. But
No?
they're better. I mean, I think the Lakers at least make the play-in game now. I'm not sure if they get into the top 8 because the West is loaded, but they are an infinitely better basketball team. You know, it's funny talking about Russell Westbrook, who for the moment is a member of the Utah Jazz. They're going to buy out his contract, and he's probably going to sign with the LA Clippers at some point in the next day or so. But one of these side stories from the LeBron James breaking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record, other than, of course, LeBron sitting for the first 4 minutes of the fourth quarter and only making taking 2 shots and choking down the stretch and losing the game to Oklahoma City, which is a joke, was the fact that Darvin Ham and Russell Westbrook got into it. Because at one point, when they did sub LeBron in, Westbrook was supposed to come out. And he's like, I ain't coming out. And they had words that it became a huge verbal scuffle, and they claimed that they patched it up or they dapped it up. But the ending there for Russell Westbrook with Darvin was not a good one.
Yeah, it wasn't, and he was playing really well off the bench. So, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that Russell Westbrook was the problem. It just wasn't working like they hoped it would.
They're a bad basketball team.
Yeah, they were. They were a bad basketball team.
Yes.
Now we will see what they will end up being. I am a LeBron fan, so I do want to see LeBron succeed with this team.
Well, look, getting D'Angelo Russell gives you a legitimate point guard now.
Yes, and a
who
shooter.
Can shoot and distribute,
Easily.
which should open up the wings more for LeBron and get the ball to the low post now for Anthony Davis. They got better defensively, in my opinion, as well. They're a better basketball team. This was a good deal by Rob Pelinka and the Lakers. I don't think they're winning a championship with these guys, but are they going to be in the postseason? Most likely, yes now. They're a better basketball team.
It all kicks off Super Bowl Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern on Fox.
Hey there, thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.